Right, part 2 of round 66 now, here at Interlargos. So, George Russell needs to finish 4th, and basically, he cannot be allowed to finish on the podium. We need to finish 1st with the fastest laps, that's 26 points. It's the only way we're going to overtake Russell. If not, Portugal, which is round 67. So it's cutting it close. Yeah. I feel like someone will be killed this race. Not the first time we've seen George Russell meet his maker, but never mind, eh?
Welcome to where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the final corner, and just 1 year later, Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's time then for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Interlargos, always a very special race here in Brazil, is a 2.7-mile circuit with 9 lefts and 6 rights for a total of 15 corners. The fastest lap today should have an average speed of around 135 miles per hour, if of course the weather stays dry until the end of the Grand Prix. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Geese lines up on pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Ocon, Oscar Piastri, Leclerc, Norris, Perez, Verstappen, Liam Lawson, Gasly, Stroll, Williams, Bottas, Albon, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, Teo Porcher, Sargent, De Vries, Sainz, and Zhou Guanyu. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Why don't we kick off by discussing Max Verstappen? And we welcome Anthony Davidson to the commentary box. And they've suffered a grid penalty due to being forced to make some changes. Could be a tough race in store.
It's unfortunate, but it happens to everyone at some point. You just have to accept your fate, knuckle down and get on with the business of making up that deficit during the Grand Prix. So they'll be pushing hard today. One to watch for sure.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Trust me, you're about to see a world of chaos here in Brazil for the Grand Prix. The sprint race was fine, and we're off. The Goose gets another good start off the line, but here comes the Mercedes. They get a good start off the line as well, with the 2 McLarens behind. Liam Lawson gets a good start as well, our teammate, as he makes his way through the Aston Martins, fighting with Sergio Perez there in the background. Go on! That's it. Lawson's getting stuck in there with Sergio Perez and Callan Williams, his main rival of the season. Our former teammate from Season 1 and the first half of Season 2. But never mind, it's Goose versus George Russell, Ocon, Piastri, Norris, Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Lawson and Callan Williams are your top 10. With Stroll, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Albon, Magnussen, Porcher, Tsunoda, De Vries, Sargent, Zhou and Carlos Sainz completing the rest of the grid. After the sprint race, obviously Zhou and Sainz are starting like 21st, 22nd due to DNFs. They were both retired from the race due to some kind of problem with their car. Coming up the hill now towards the banked final 2 corners here, with the DRSO not activated yet. It's always lap 3, and we are forming a bit of a gap between us and Russell, which is good. Hopefully it stays like that. You never know this game. Lap 7, we did make a mistake, and it's going to cost us because Russell's coming up now. Here comes George Russell. Made contact there with the George Russell. It's going to happen again here at the end of lap 8, start of lap 9 now. Russell and Ocon literally just applying the pressure on the Goose. It goes around the inside this time, but even that doesn't work for George Russell. But he's not giving up just yet, because here he comes now. It's in lock up here with the Goose on George Russell as he overtakes, and here comes Ocon. Ocon down the inside. Oh, he's got big damage. He's got his end plate's missing. Ocon's missing an end plate. And they both tried to run him off. Tried to run the Goose off the track as a jointed double team effort. But Ocon's going to have to pit now because he is formed a 2-second gap and he's gone into the pit lane. That is Esteban Ocon's race effectively done, unless if he manages to come back during the everyone's pit lane window, which is quite possible because that Mercedes does everything. It's concepts and it goes. Oh, and he's been run off the track, and he hits the debris, hits the braking part, whatever they're called, the braking meter boxes thing. Them signs. He hits signposts. But look at that! He tries to assassinate Russell, and then Russell just shakes him off and knocks the Goose into those two boxes. We're on board with the George Russell, the so-called Kings Leeds #1 driver and ultimate ladies man. So he tries to assassinate the Goose, and then look, he basically just does a shove to shove the Goose out of the way, but nothing happens after that. So we stick to the plan, and Piastri nearly got drawn in by the Goose into the pit lane. Oh dear. But no, we come in at lap 14, a lap early than originally planned. But we are sticking to the plan slightly. Go from soft tyres to mediums. That is an excellent stop from the lads of the West Midlands and lasses, of course. As we go into lap 15, hopefully this will bring in Russell to pit at the end of this lap, so we can get a good start on him and overtake him, and that is an excellent angle. Look at that for a camera angle. And we come out just behind Pierre Gasly, and there's Lance Stroll behind us. Russell still leading the race, which is not good at all. It's not something we're particularly proud of. Excuse me. Oh, and there's contact between Goose and Gasly, and obviously these two have had a fight over the course of this season, and a few encounters. And here comes the Goose now, going down the inside of turn whatever it's called, 12, 10, 11, I don't know. A corner. Lap 16 now, and it appears Norris and Leclerc have gone into the pit lane. Carlos Sainz in P7 from last place. He's made some positions, 15 places he's made over the course of this race, and we're not even halfway through. That's pretty good so far. And you can see the rest of the back of the grid starting to pit now, with De Vries being in P16. And here go Goose thinking of doing an insider on diving the inside of Carlos Sainz, which he does. Drop Sainz to 8th place, leaving him at the mercy of Lando Norris. Lap 17 we're coming up to, and Liam Lawson's going to the pit lane, followed by Callum Williams. Can we get out in front of George Russell though? This is the question. There's George Russell, you just briefly see him there. We can, but he's got that fast part of the pit lane exit now to get out of. But we do make it out of. We do make it, barely get out of get out in front of George Russell, and Sergio Perez is way out in front. Lap 19 now, and he finally pits, allowing the Goose to fully take control of the race once again, with Russell 1.5 seconds behind. This is not the result we are wanting at the moment, because George Russell still has points. It's round 2 of lap 10, everybody. This time, oh, early spun! The Goose has spun him off the track. He's probably assassinated. He's out of the race. You're kidding? He survived. Russell survived. No, he hasn't. So it's lap 10 all over again, but this time he doesn't get shoved off the track. This time the Goose just brakes and spins Russell into the wall and into that braking sign, into the brake sign there, and bang! That, oh my God, that McLaren nearly got rammed in then. And this is Verstappen. That was a collision as well from Verstappen, and now it's Charles Leclerc's turn. I think That was a hell of an impact from Russell with the back of the car. Jesus, he hit the sign as well as the wall. He hit the sign, destroyed that braking sign. I suspect Russell has wing damage to the back of his car because the back of the car literally hit the wall quite violently. Obviously, because you know these are not slow cars. The laws of nature dictate when an object collides with something that's stationary, there is collateral damage of a collateral nature. But I think this has disabled Russell's DRS, which is excellent. And he's down to P5, which will give us some kind of advantage. And Callan Williams, as well as our teammate, have overtaken Esteban. Hey! That's why he's out of the race. Esteban Ocon, goodbye. And that is the sound of Toto Wolff breaking his headset. And that one. And what happened here? What's happened here? Hey! And the Mercedes powertrain failed. Has blown up. Let's see Liam Lawson there and Callan Williams. And that is a failed Esteban Ocon. Goodbye, Esteban Ocon. You've had your fun in this race, but now it's just George Russell fending for himself here. And the Goose takes pride and just takes the lead, with only having to fend off Verstappen and Lando Norris. Oh, Verstappen's giving it a go now in lap 25. He's thinking about it again, but no, the Goose still holds off and still keeps the first place, takes the lead of the race. He tries it again now in lap 27, but this time he's not giving up so lightly into turn 1. We've seen what happened with Verstappen and Esteban Ocon. The Goose goes off the track slightly to defend from Verstappen, and I don't think he's finished because he's got DRS. And he's going to take the outside of the line, and he takes the lead of the race with the DRS. But is it enough? No, it isn't. Because the Goose just dives down the inside, even without DRS. This car is a monster. This car is although the season 4 start's not going to really help us with the regulation change, but we don't know yet. Hopefully we can save all the parts that we need. And Norris is escorted round from the inside. Oh, a contact with Verstappen! Jesus, he's trying to brake test us, the bastard. He's shoved out on one side by the Goose, and he's at it again. He's at it again. But this time's going down the inside. But they switch round, and the Goose goes down the inside. He tries to cut the Goose off. Damn it! Even though he does have the racing line, mind you. But this is the Goose we're talking about here, not any other driver that he's messing with. Russell is in P4, and Lando Norris is giving it a go now. Trying to go down the inside, but is forced to brake, and the Goose goes out round the outside to take back the lead. Lawson's P8, which is excellent. And he's in front of Carlos Sainz, which if he can hold him off, that's brilliant. Yeah, Norris trying it again, but the Goose goes off the track. That's going to cost him. We're now on the final lap, and no, you're not seeing things. There is a car in front of us. And that is because that is the car of Nick de Vries from AlphaTauri, who is about to get blue flagged. And we're going to use this to our advantage here, because if the Goose gets past him at a certain corner, it will hold the others up, which means we'll get a clear line to the finish, and it will stop George Russell from overtaking any other people. It will just be Nick de Vries he has to focus on, and the Goose successfully executes the manoeuvre and leaves Norris behind to focus on getting to the finish line as soon as possible, with a 1 second gap forming between the Goose and Lando Norris. But Norris, I suspect, has already overtaken Nick de Vries, and for the final two corners now, with the overtake button on, the Goose wins the Sao Paulo Grand Prix for, I believe, the second time, and it's Lando Norris and Verstappen that completes the podium spotlight, with George Russell finishing in P4. An excellent result
A great race then, very much as we've come to expect, and a fantastic victory here at Interlargos. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Welcome then to the podium, our top 3 drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race.
A little bit of the bubbly.
So let's have a quick look at how the drivers' standings have changed. Goose takes over the lead at the Drivers' Championship. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Goose.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. It's another clear win for Mercedes as they managed to secure the Constructors' title. An incredible performance for the whole team. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
Yes! Back in the lead. Oh, we're tied. Oh my god. We are tied 3-2-3. Holy shit. This has gone a bit too far now, I think. That race was insane. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they've won the Constructors' Championship. Well done to them. We are 8 points behind Ferrari, so if we can get to if we can get P4 in the Constructors, I'll be very happy with that. Very happy. And Liam got P8. That's brilliant. 4 points. Well done, Liam. Round of applause, please. See, this is what happens, George. You fucking ran the goose off the track and you get fucking spot out. That's how it works. Get assassinated. But no, that was a bit of a race, wasn't it? So now we're tied with George Russell. It's all a case of whoever wins Portugal, Vegas, and Abu Dhabi. But until then, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my other channel, Tico Sprinter. And we will see you in round 67, which is in Portimao, so Portugal. Until then, bye for now.